Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Charlene and this morning we're going to do some baking, but before we get started on that I have to start some frying. I guess I made way too many baked potatoes last night, so I'm going to fry them up for breakfast or lunch, whatever everybody wants. So I'm going to get that going before we start the baking. I'm going to start with some bacon grease that I have saved. I'm going to start with a healthy amount there. Should probably put a little bit more on there. I have quite a bit of potatoes. I also cut up one large onion. So now I'm going to just season it with some homemade seasoning salt. This is such a good recipe. I'll share it with you sometime. So sometimes I will put the seasoning salt on, and then sometimes I will put what's it called? Cajun spice. That's not the right one. This one here as well, that goes really good with that. Actually, I might do a bit of both. Maybe I'll mix it a little, just a little. And then partway through, I always add a little bit more as well. And I very likely will need to add a little bit more bacon grease after too. But yeah, that's probably going to fry for a good hour. And then we will get on to our baking. Okay, so now we're ready to bake. Today we're going to make muffins, and I'm going to make 3 different variations of the same recipe. So it is a normal pumpkin chocolate chip muffin, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make double batches of each of them. I have canned butternut squash, and I've got like 15 or 20 canned carrots that I really don't like the taste of it jarred like this, so I'm going to use them in this recipe. So I did actually try the squash, and it turned out pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these jars, and I'm going to let them drain. And then while that's draining, I will start with the first just standard pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, which I have shared on other videos. So, oh, there we go. So what I'll do is, in the description, I will give you a standard single size, single recipe in the description. But I'm going to be doubling this 3 times. So we'll just do this part first. Oh, there's a bee in my window. Hold on. Oops. Okay. Okay, so those two can wow, dropsies. So those two can, the liquid can drip out of them while we do this. Okay, first sip of coffee. Okay, so we're going to use all-purpose flour. Baking powder. Just trying to get all the chunks out of it before I put it in here. Okay, then we're going to do a little bit of salt, cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, brown sugar, I'm going to mix this well, get all of the lumps out. Okay, and then we add a couple eggs. To a separate bowl. Okay, then we need milk and some vegetable oil. And then we need the pumpkin, pureed pumpkin. Okay, so we're just going to mix all of the wet ingredients really well. And we're just going to add it into the dry ingredients and then add the chocolate chips. sprayed that tin, so we'll just do this one. Okay, move everything out of the way.
One of my sons is just off camera doing a dance for me.
Okay, just use a little scoop. I think you fill these roughly about 3/4 full. So yeah, this morning I planned on sleeping in, and I had nothing really planned other than maybe a little editing today for the videos, but nothing else. But sure enough, when you plan on sleeping in, I was awake at like 5:30, 5:40, something like that. So I thought, well, if I can't sleep, might as well get some work done. Yeah, so my plan is to make a lot of these muffins, and I want to keep some for fresh eating, and then I want to freeze quite a bit of them, because the kids go through these so much, and I just find I don't always have the time or feel like baking from scratch. So I want to, what do you call it? Vacuum seal them. So I will show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, so then we are going to bake them at 400 for 18, whoops, oh, I'm making a really big mess here. We're going to bake them for 18 to 20 minutes. So then I'm going to clean up from this mess, and we'll get started right on our next batch. Double batch, I guess. There we go.
So here I am making the second batch. It's the same recipe except for 2 changes. The first change is that the spice that we're putting in, so we're going to use butternut squash instead of pumpkin, okay? And then in the first recipe we used cinnamon and nutmeg, and this time I thought I would change it up just a little and try allspice. I think I put roughly between 1/2 and 1 teaspoon in, so that's going to depend on if you like cloves or not. I'm a little iffy on the clove part, but I wanted to try something different, which I had tried in our last batch and it turned out really good, so I would suggest at least trying that.
Okay, the first batch is just about done. Got a little sidetracked with family wanting to grab some food after I put in the first batch and switching up laundry and stuff, so the first one is almost done. great and smell great.
So for this muffin recipe, I'm using pureed butternut squash that I had canned up last year, I believe, and I had pureed it before I jarred it. So that I will definitely do again because it makes doing this part a lot easier.
And then we got the pureed. This already was pureed in there. Just wanted to get some of the liquid out. And so there's still going to be a lot left of each kind. So I might just make more afterwards since I'm on a roll. We'll see how I feel when I get the first three kinds out of the oven.
So this is such a great recipe to make. It's very simple and only takes a matter of a couple minutes to put together, plus the bake time. So, and as you can see, you can make a couple of changes to make it a semi-new muffin mix. Anyway, so I hope you give it a try and let me know what you guys think.
So I put the last batch in the oven, and I'm going to now put the first batch out to cool so that I can reuse these tins. So I'm just going to grab a little knife. I think I let them sit a little too long in the pans because you can see on the sides they're a little brown. Should have taken them out a little sooner. This one's hot from being on top of the oven. And now we'll go over and start the carrot muffins. So our potatoes ended up getting all finished, so I'm going to snack on this while I finish up, but turned good. Very good, tastes good. Okay, so I'm gonna take the carrots and I'm just gonna mush them for the recipes. So these turned out, these are about, I would say about 3/4 completely cooked through. There's just a slight resistance on the canned carrots. Okay, so I got all of the jar of carrots pureed there. And I took out the last batch, so they're over there. I'm going to have to do something else because those were my last cooling racks. So, but I will get these ones in the oven first before I figure that one out. Okay, so we will start with the flour again. Oh, you know what? I have to go grab some more brown sugar. Okay, got it. And so for this one, so we're going to have it as carrots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some ginger in this one. And then I'm going to do allspice. There. Okay. Might add just a little bit more cinnamon into it just because, just for a little extra flavor. Oh, the smell of cinnamon, so yummy. Oh, that smells so good. Just give that a extra good mix because I added it after I combined the liquid and the dry. Okay. Yummy, yummy. Okay, so the last batch of the carrot muffins came out and I made a big boo-boo on this one. Can you see how flat they are in comparison to the other muffins? I think I forgot the baking powder in this batch here. So anyways, I did try a bite of these, and I don't even like the flavor of them with the spices and stuff. So yeah, I don't like that actually. So I'm going to come up with something else. I think, you know what, as I was making these, I was thinking crushed pineapple would go so well with these. So I'm going to look up, and I think I've made that once before. I'll have to look through my recipes. Anyways, I remember that was so good. So I'm going to try that. So this one was a fail, but hey, I'm still going to, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them in half because they're a little more dense, and maybe try some jams and stuff to see if maybe that will improve the flavor a little bit. But hey, now I know don't use carrots in this recipe. Anyways, and so we got, okay, this is the butternut squash muffin. So there's 24 of those, and then there's 24 of the pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, and then for some reason this one made one less, and then there's so 23 of the carrot muffins. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for today. I think tomorrow I'm going to, or maybe later today if I get a burst of energy, but right now that my house is so hot that I'm having a hard time keeping up. Okay, so as you can see, it is not the same day. It's about 2 days later, and the first batch of muffins that I had made are all gone. So I ended up baking more. But first off, the carrot muffins that I had made, I tried to cut them in half, put jam in them. That didn't taste very good. I tried to cut them in half, and I tried peanut butter in them. That didn't taste good, so I ended up throwing them away. So that was just another learning that was not a good recipe. But anyways, so I ended up making more of the butternut squash muffins because those turned out really, really well. And I did vacuum seal them. So I kept some aside, so we have some there. So what I did is I put them on a cookie sheet and I froze them, so that way when I vacuum seal them, they're not going to suck all the air out of the muffins, and they're going to be like really out of shape. So anyways, I just thought I'd quickly show you how I vacuum sealed these. Okay, so I've already sealed the bottom of this one bag, and I did a couple with just 2 in the bag, and this one is my last 4, so I am going to do all 4 of them. So you just put them in the vacuum sealer. You close it, and there's a button called vacuum/seal. And that is that. So it sucks all the air out. Left the muffins nice and in their shape, and so these will last in your freezer for quite a while, probably a good couple months for sure. Yeah, so I wanted to have some in the freezer for just whenever I don't feel like baking, but you want something or the kids need a snack for the next day. Just take it out the night before or first thing in the morning, depending on when you need it for. And yeah, so that will hold up nice. I'm very happy to have these in the freezer. I did have one, it didn't quite seal. Let's see if you can see the difference. So this one sealed properly. This one didn't suck out all the air and I didn't catch it before it sealed. So this will be the first one I grab when we go to use it. But it happens sometimes and I don't know why it did that because there's no visible reason why it didn't suck all that air out. But it happens from time to time. But anyways, I just thought I would share that all with you. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And we will see you on the next video. Okay, thanks. Take care. Bye.